Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every seam. It's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome in to yet another Chief Talk. This is episode 5 of season 6, the first Chief Talk of February. Today's February 1st. So congratulations, we've made it to February. We made it through January. I thought it was funny. A lot of people said, well, how many months are in January? Because January seemed to take a little longer to get through than the last months of the year. But October, November, December, they always fly by because everybody's doing stuff. You've got Halloween at the end of October. You've got fall that starts in October, September, fall. Yeah, fall starts in September. So full fall weather in October. Everybody's doing their pumpkin patching and their apple picking and family pictures and all that kind of stuff. You got Black Friday shopping. And then November, I guess November Black Friday shopping. November's got Thanksgiving. Everybody's having fun getting ready for the colder weather to chill down. And then you get December, and all of a sudden December's like, well, what in the heck happened here? You're already planning your Christmas parties, and you've got your work stuff planned out and all that. So those months just seem to fly by, and then January hits, and it's like, what in the world? January took forever to get through. But a big welcome in to the first commenter of the evening, Charles Adamson. Gary Sanchez says, I'm going to be a little late while he was early to the chat. Banker John, welcome in. Bob Ellis. Woo, my mouse is doing something funny over here. John Solace, Daniel Perry. Where'd it go? I lost it. Sup, Bob and Chief. Jay Bates says, hello, all. Hello, Jay Bates. Banker John. Bob, you're always on the medal stand. Mac Bergson says, hey, everyone, saying hi from Vegas and TPE. Mac Bergson, would you like to guess the score between Liverpool and Chelsea yesterday, Dad?
What sport is that?
Soccer. Did you guess the final score?
I'll
let you think on it.
Probably 0-0 or some dumb score like that.
So it's actually funny. For like the past 7 meetings between Liverpool and Chelsea, it has always ended up tied at either 0-0 or 2-2, 1-1, something like that. And Liverpool actually, for the first time in a while, beat Chelsea outright in regulation time. Now, 2 years ago, we beat them in back-to-back cup finals on penalties, but not in regular time. But we won 4-1 yesterday. Hunter Otts, welcome in. Max says, December is crazy for those tool sales. Banker John, excellent lighting tonight. Feels like we are in a proper lounge. It's Bob the Cigar Guy's idea this evening. He wanted to
see. I even got me a little.
Now I did not.
Got me a little light, right?
I did not ramp up. I did not take the gonna light myself route, but I can also do my little amber light over there if I want to. I've got a bunch of stuff in the way, but get that over there so get a little more light on the Antonio. But Bob the cigar guy, he wanted to play around with his lighting a little bit this evening, so we went with that. My boy Supremo Tobacco said, "Hey, party people." Robert Cash, the old footy man himself. What's going on, Evan? How are you? Matt Berkson says, "How rude." Jay Bates 10-0. It felt like it. If Darwin Nunez would have scored every time he shot the ball, it would have been. Keoe says, with no PA Barn Smoker, looks like we're taking a trip to Connecticut to see you guys this year. Right. We can actually say now, we didn't talk about it last week. We're going to be at the Barn Smokers this year. We will be at all 3 Barn Smoker events this year, barring something doesn't happen scheduling wise on our end. But we're at the moment, we are on books 100% going to be at Barn Smokers. And congratulations, 5 weeks in a row, over 20 people. Well, 20 people at least. So congratulations to all you recurring viewers who come in every single week. Matt Burton says, can barely hear BTCG. Conspiracy? I don't know. We having another. Where's your microphone at? Do you have it actually plugged in? Or?
Right there. Might not be. No, it's in.
You might have it tucked in a corner of something. You should be able to hear him, but we had this issue a couple weeks ago. So, Mike coming in with the meow. Evan says there is no Barn Smoker without Bob Cigar Guy and Chief.
Tell Drill State that.
And then Supremo Tobacco with the hand claps for now technically over 20. So congratulations. Thank you, Michael Zakvek and Chad Carpentier and Chris Duquesne and Rick Carroll for reacting over on Facebook. Chris Duquesne and Rick Carroll hit the love button. Robert Cash says, not hot. You are picking Bob up.
He's
So
straining too.
Must be another night where only one mic is working again for whatever reason. I don't know. Oh, wait. I bet I know what the problem is. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Yep, that's what it was. Now you guys should hear just fine.
Hello, everybody out there.
I forgot to switch
land.
the mic on my settings. Which I shouldn't have had to have done because I had the mics plugged in before I started the stream.
I don't know.
Before I even set up the stream. So, for whatever reason, it didn't automatically switch over. But
now, our TPE attendant probably won't be able to be here all night. Probably. Attendant. And so I need him to seek out.
Oh, you're talking about
Mac Berkson.
Mac Berkson, because Mac is at TPE.
I need him to seek out who sent me a package from TPE with the only note, a king deserves a crown, right? So I got a hat that says crowns on it, right? So I'm going to put that on. Well, that goes up like, Steven, that looks like your kind of hat right there. Look at that. That's something right there.
That's more Jesse James style.
I gotta fix that. So, but not only did I get this coming across my desk out of the box, I got 4 Crown cigars. Oh, where'd they go? They're out of focus. That is that.
Keep going closer. Keep going close. There you go.
So we've got what is this? The Natural Leaf Cream, the Natural Leaf Berry, the Platinum, and the OG. So I was just, the stuff came across my desk. Tonight I'm going to smoke stuff that has recently come off across my desk. I'm going to try one of these right here,
so which you can get across your desk,
which you can get 2 for $1.29. What a deal right there! But we're going to go with the OG, and I'm also going to be smoking from MB Fuma, the Off the Boat cigar right here that came across our desk just recently. I want to try it as well. So back to you, Chief. I got to fix this hat. It's killing me.
I think you should wear it that way the whole
It's freaking killing me. I can't do it.
I think you should wear it just like that.
I can't do it. It's killing me.
So Danny Perry wanted to know what you were smoking. You just let him know what you're smoking.
Well, I was pre-gaming with the Wise Man.
My boys,
Wise Man Pig.
Supremo Tobacco and Photos de Puros. That is both of their Instagram handles. If you're not following either Photos de Puros or Supremo Tobacco on Instagram, you're truly missing out on easily the top 2 cigar content creators on Instagram. Easily. They inspire me so much with everything that they put out, whether it be photography or videography. They have switched it up and have created and carved their own path. That's 2 weeks in a row that Carve Your Own Path has come up in the show.
One from you, one from me. Now, Photos de Puros, is that Photos de Puros? Or is it Puros?
He's white American, but his family background is Lebanese. So I think it's probably Puros.
You want to try one?
Nope. Max says, Crown sweeping the country. J-Bait says, any grape swishers, Bobby?
No, but this has a amazing aroma.
Mac Burton says you can't find a better cigar for 65 cents. Evan says, need a live and uncut Bob Hat bend. And then photos Mike with the grape swishers.
That's not bad. First puff.
Robert Cash says, it's funny watching you squirm on the hat. Charles Edison says, listening in the car, had to run some errands. How was the wife's birthday last week? Michael Zakovic, thank you, BTCG, for breaking in a hat the right way. Photo Super says, aw, shucks, and then the hand hearts from Supremo Tobacco. Max says, taking the red eye home tonight. The fact that BTCG is smoking a Crowns means I'll be flying home with a smile. Aww. Brian coming in saying, I don't belong in the same category as Mike. He's an absolute beast. I am just happy to be in the same photography group as the two of you. So, a little mushy in here. That smells like pipe tobacco.
It tastes like pipe tobacco.
Folks,
it actually tastes really good.
It smells like it.
It's like a Cherry Cavendish kind of thing going on.
Chris Duque says he's taking the grandnephew clothes shopping, but wanted to drop and say aloha and see you guys at PCA. Yes, I'm so excited.
All right, now you, PCA. Uncle.
Because tonight's show is called TPE is Here, so let's talk about PCA. Robert Cash says, can you say nope any faster? Nope. And then Max says, Chief is such a snob. Mac is my number one fan. I do it for you, buddy. So I just lit up the.
I'm gonna wear this hat to work tomorrow.
Undercrown. The.
Oh, Silver Mesa Elegante and Cedro.
Silver Mesa Elegante and Cedro.
Which is not an undercrown.
No, it's not, but I saw the crown in your hat. And I was
not
thinking,
even close.
I
thought you said it was a Kruns. Now it's a crown?
Look. We go on this whole, like, boomer can't let go of things.
Such a millennial. Oh, I was wrong, so I have to make sure that I blame somebody else for my wrong.
Went with the Elegante and Cedros because I am going to break in an ashtray this evening. And what better way and what better time to break in an ashtray than with you guys and gals if they're in.
You have an ashtray?
I do. Now, spoiler, I have opened this ashtray once before because I took pictures of it. But this, it comes in a nice wooden box.
As Chris Duque would say, what's in the box?
I hope he's still watching because he would enjoy this. This is a hand-carved tobacco leaf ashtray. And it says Marmolina, a locally quarried soapstone, is carved entirely by hand with just a machete, chisels, and talented Nicaraguan artisan craftsman. Buffed to a silky luster, each ashtray is a unique piece of functional art. Although durable and stain resistant, it is recommended you hand wash and do not drop. Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust, San Juan de Lima, Nicaragua.
Yeah, you drop it, you in trouble.
Let's see.
I've got an interesting anecdotal story about that ashtray.
Charles Adamson says B-Day was good. The last week has been tough. She's recovering from an elective surgery. Ooh. Evan says, ooh, getting fancy. Supreme Tobacco says those ashtrays are so nice. And my boy Mike, jeez, I am stumbling. Mike, so sick. It's got some tissue paper that comes along with it.
Those are spills for lighting your cigars.
No. Sometimes I don't know if you're joking or being serious. Now, when I took this out of the pack, I put it back in the way that it was supposed to because I thought we were going to do a giveaway with this, but we're going to do a giveaway eventually with another one or two. Spoiler alert. This is the tobacco leaf. Now, some of the tobacco leaves are super duper dope, have like a bunch of cool, awesome
dark marbleizing and stuff like that.
And all that kind of stuff. And not to say that this one's not cool, because this one's obviously dope. But it resembles like a small tobacco leaf. It's got the DTT logo there on the stem, so to say. You could, if you want to, you could.
I'm so afraid you're going to drop that thing on camera.
And eat, But what better way to break this one? It's kind of a pink. I don't know if it's coming through very well. It's kind of pinkish.
It is a conch color. It's
cool because seashell works because it does have the striations and all that kind of stuff in it, but it's surprisingly light. Like the box is heavier than the ashtray, at least this one. So what better way to
break it in?
Break this ashtray in than by smoking
Underground 10.
A Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust cigar. The Elegante and Cedros Sober Mesa, which I haven't had a regular Sober Mesa in a long time. All the Sober Mesas I smoked probably in the last year have all been
Brulees and
Brule Blue.
I'll tell you, when we were at PCA, I was privy to listening to a conversation. I wasn't eavesdropping. I just happened to be in the area. And a vendor at PCA who does ashtrays and accessories and everything else sat down with Steve and said, hey, I can get you ashtrays and I can get you all this stuff a lot cheaper than you're doing right now. And Steve, in Steve style, said, wait, let me just stop you right there. Number one, we're a cigar manufacturer, not a swag manufacturer. Number two, having these ashtrays actually feed 4 families in Nicaragua. Why would I want to take away the livelihood and safety financially of 4 families just to save a couple dollars on mass production from somebody else? No, thank you very much. Have a nice day. And that just spoke volumes to me that he's like, look, that's not what I'm doing it for. And this is for a good purpose. And he's told stories. He told stories on our show how he had a guy come and start doing some yard work. And he wanted to do a couple things. That's all Steve wanted to do. But the guy was working so hard. Steve kept finding work for him to do. And then basically he hired him on and as his year-round groundskeeper. And he finds things for him to do. And he talks about how, it's just one of those things that allows him to get back. And it just speaks to the character of who he is. And I found that impressive. And Steven's over there taking pictures.
You'll never know. You can't see my hands.
As he puts the camera down. As you could probably hear the clicking of the camera.
Look, I was trying to give you your moment to shine and give you the full spotlight.
Spotlight's over there.
The spotlight's in front of me, actually, technically. It's actually not even a spotlight. There are no spotlights in here, except for those. Those are mini spotlights.
That we never use.
If I came in here more often, I'd cut them on.
For what?
I like the look. Now, I would, obviously, this has become a dumping ground of stuff, which is nice because it usually has been my desk that becomes your dumping ground of stuff.
How dare you?
How
dare you? My desk is a hot mess.
I just noticed and am impressed that you actually got all those coffee beans up.
I got the coffee beans up, and
yeah, what did you do over here?
And I put a couple of the backup bottles up there, and I got the undercrown. I cleaned up all sorts of stuff up here. Put the undercrown.
I saw you got that big open spot over there.
Got all that moved so that you have room and space. And then I cleaned up 13 or 14 of your cellophanes that you had laying around, and a couple McDonald's wrappers.
J-Bates said, let's just make it Bob Talk tonight. All right.
All right. I like this hat, except for the fact that is extremely well stitched, and it will not come off without major surgery. So I think I'm stuck with the FDA warning on the side of the hat. The Drew Estate stuff, you can rip it and get it. So,
yeah, that's one of the things I like about the Drew Estate no smoking things is you can either tear them off easily, pull them off, or peel them off easily.
Happy day, late birthday, Ronald Smith.
J-Bait says, give the viewers what they want. Bobby. You got it. 25 people currently watching.
No, this is Chief Talk. We're Chief
Allison
Sean.
Hunter, Ron Maggio, and Ronald Smith hit the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate that, guys. Ronald Smith says, hello from the cold north. Max says, how dare you, Chief? All BTCG does is give. Okay. You get the full behind the scenes of Chief and his desk.
See, it's crazy too because he's got the light here, right? And then he's got his tripod here
with the webcam on.
With the webcam on it. Usually he has another clip-on stand that he has things hooked on. You know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on that y'all don't see. And as you can see, there's butane and little Squatch. Where is he? Little Squatch and big Squatch.
He got moved farther from my desk than normal.
You know, and that's his desk.
You use like regular lighters. I use tabletop lighter. Tabletop comes over here.
Wait, no, I got a tabletop lighter.
That's a welding torch. Robert Cash says Sharpie for the label. Ronald Smith says thank you for the birthday, love.
I enjoyed seeing y'all sit in front of all those full boxes of cigars.
Max says be proud of your Surgeon General warning. I'm
proud to thumb my nose at them.
No.
I gotta tell you, this Crown's OG tastes like cherry Cavendish pipe tobacco. As it gets back to here, it's just starting to get a little bitter in the sides of the tongue. But up till that point, it was a very nice smoke. To be honest,
you can see the air conditioner. You can see my whiskey wall. You can see the loft that goes around the top. We don't need that much. Oh, you had the light over my head yellow too.
There's those lights that never get cut on.
Over here.
And then there's the thing that makes Steven cry.
The rabbit air.
That big rabbit air.
We haven't had a problem with it in a little while.
You know, it's in a bad shot right here.
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm giving Jay Bates what he wants for at least 10 minutes.
It's not bad.
You can see me put my cigar in its ashtray, which you couldn't see before. Ronald Smith says it was a deco art wall.
No, I know those are all cigars in there.
Full to the brim. like Jay Bates buying all these cigars all the time, and then telling me he's crying about he's got to do a bunch of plumbing, and then he sends me pictures of shipments of boxes of cigars he got in. I said, I don't think you have a plumbing problem. I think you have
a cigar problem.
An expenditure problem.
Mac, how is TPE compared to PCA?
Said it's weird watching Chief talk with BTCG.
Is it just as big? I saw. Did you see the thing that at PCA this year they're going to have alcohol vendors on the same floor
at PCA?
PCA. And so the rules are different this year.
Could you not buy alcohol at PCA last year?
No. I think they're going to have vendors like you have cigar vendors, and you couldn't buy alcohol on the floor.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of either. Now I know some booths had alcohol at them.
Yes. Steve Saka gave us some Noah's Mill.
That was good stuff.
That was really good. I've not looked into it to see how expensive it is, but
it was good stuff.
Freaking good. All right, you can go back to your angle now.
It don't want to hold the bend.
What's new? You haven't even really smoked in it yet.
No,
you've not smoked a real cigar in it yet.
Some cigars will hold the bend, first bend. Some cigars or some hats will not. Some hats you got to massage.
You got a cigar holding the bend,
right?
Better be careful.
Well, it might be a Culebra.
Max says it's big, but not for cigars. It's mostly the other tobacco stuff: papers, vapes, nicotine pouches, crowns, Mojo energy pouches. How many times have you gone over to the Drew Estate booth to grab some smokes?
And how many times have they come over to get some Rogue? Dang it. It's going to drive me up a wall.
Is Rogue at a TPE?
I bet it is. If he says vapes, nicotine pouches, crowns, and moho.
Max said that those hats are proudly made in Jacksonville.
It's a good hat.
He says no Rogue at the show, just Mojo.
Really?
Maybe it's Moho.
I don't know. Probably Mojo.
Ronald Smith says Jeremy hopeful doing plumbing tonight after a problem solving last night. Hopefully it wasn't plumbing due to freezing pipes, because I feel like that could be a big problem.
That'd be bad.
But no, yeah, thinking of TPE, it got me thinking about PCA, and obviously because we're going to get PCA in just over a month and a half, well, a little over a month and a half now, but it's got me excited for the trade show, and not so excited about the traveling, because this will be, well, I guess this won't be the longest you and I have traveled together, just us, because we did fly to Nicaragua.
Right.
But last year we had Mom and Shanna with us, so we didn't have to sit next to each other, and we weren't each other's only company during traveling. So this go around, it is just us traveling. It is us keeping each other company, which is fine. We do it for Barn Smokers every year, right? But I think the sucky part about it is there's no direct flight from Greenville to Vegas. Now, fortunately, we only have to fly through Charlotte once, which Charlotte is the airport that we missed our flight. We've only ever missed a flight.
You got to run forever at that airport.
But we also flew through Charlotte for the Florida Barn Smoker there and back, and made both of our planes with ample time. But I got to be the one to choose the flight times, so I made sure that our layovers were sufficient layovers, even with delays, that we should hopefully make all of our flights on time, the way that the flights are intended to be flown. On the way back, we don't fly through Charlotte. We actually fly through Dallas, which is nice. Oh, I was trying to smoke my spill and light and toast it with a cigar. I was like, that doesn't feel right.
That's a loose straw.
It was. I was
And it
like,
got hot real quick.
well, no, I didn't even. I went to bite down on, or put my lips on the cigar, and I was like, wait, where's it at? I was like shoving it farther in. I was like, I'm gonna choke myself on it before I ever got my lips down on it.
Mac, I gotta go pee.
Max says, give BTCG enough time to go pee. Luckily, all of our flights this go around seem to have a good amount of time to pee. Robert Cash says, I need a reboot. Brian is correct. Chief is distracted. Chief is he's all over it today. He's
I think it's the lack of lights.
It might, I don't know. Maybe I'm in a weird psychotic state. Iron base sprung a leak with rusted through pin. Ooh. Hunter Otts, how many cigars do you think you'll have? A bunch.
I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't hazard a guess.
Driver Cash. It doesn't. So when we fly from Greenville to Charlotte, which is what we're gonna do our first flight, it's literally like 18 minutes in the air.
Yeah, we go up.
He will pee.
Then we come down.
He will pee before boarding, like right before boarding. And then we will fly for 35 minutes. Well, it's about an hour from the time you get onto the plane when you get off the plane. So in that hour, and then he's like, I gotta go pee real bad, man. I gotta go pee real bad.
Yep.
But he could sit in here. He's been sitting in here for the past hour and 45 minutes, and he's going to go for another few hours, or another hour at least. And he's going to be completely fine and go down to the house and get himself a snack.
All right, that's the thing. That big man mentality, I do not want to get in an airplane bathroom and then catch turbulence and get rocked around in that little cot-eyed bathroom. I just don't want to do it. Just not my thing. So I make sure that I pee. See, it used to be I was told by my grandfather when you're a kid, never pass up a water fountain. Always get yourself a little swaller of drink because you never know when you're going to get another swaller. And now that you get older, it's never pass up a bathroom because you never know when those swallers of drinks catch up with you and you ain't got nowhere to pee. And I ain't peeing outside, catching a ticket for peeing outside.
Let's see. Is this the one that's going to tell me? All right. So Brian, my boy Supremo Tobacco, it says, what's y'all's travel time looking like? So we fly out of Greenville on Thursday, March 21st at 7 a.m., land in Charlotte at 8, and then we have a 3.5-hour layover. In Charlotte at 11:36, we take off and we land in Vegas at 1:45 Vegas time.
And PCA doesn't start till the next day. We will never, unless scheduling causes it, we will never, ever, ever land at PCA in the morning to go to PCA that evening. That was ridiculous.
With our hotel this year, we probably could have done that because we're not staying in a resort casino hotel.
Yeah, but then we got to travel to it. See, we've got to leave from our hotel.
There were some resort casino hotels that were near the convention center that weren't very far.
I'm thinking we're going to walk. It says it's only 10 minutes.
No, it's 5-minute walk.
So I thought it was 10 minutes from our hotel.
No, it's right across the street.
So that doesn't just because it's right across the street doesn't mean you don't have to walk 3 blocks one way, go up over the stairs, come back down, go back 3 blocks.
I looked on the map. But we're gonna have a rental car, so we can either drive or we can walk. It just depends on how long.
Take more time to drive and park and all that crap.
I don't know. But we're staying at a nice hotel, just not a casino hotel. We kind of didn't want to have to deal with all the hubbub of casinos. And so we land in Vegas at 1:45 p.m. last year we decided never to fly in day of because last year we landed at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then after getting our rental car and to the hotel where the convention center was, we had to drop off our bags, and then they had to put us in a queue, and then they called us 4 hours later and said, "Hey, your room's ready," right before the show started.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to be running around like that.
And the first lady and Shannon Jade had to go through all that rigmarole and hullabaloo. It was a hot mess.
And then we are actually leaving on the last day of the show, that Monday. So we're not going to get the full show this year because the show is only 3 convention days, and they have the Friday pre-party stuff that goes on. Also, I saw on the PCA calendar that the Friday, that night before the convention, Nick Melillo is doing a blending session.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So we fly out Monday, March 25th at 5 a.m., land in Dallas at 9:43 a.m. There's time change there. And then we take off from Dallas at 12 p.m. and land in Greenville at 3:30 p.m. on Monday. So it's like 7 hours for each flight, traveling time of actual traveling time. We thought about doing an earlier flight out of Greenville at 5 a.m. And that would have gotten us to Vegas at 9:30 Vegas time in the morning. But we decided we didn't want to have to be at the airport at 3 a.m. to fly out at 5 a.m.
I got to tell you, the big thing I'm trying to figure out with this whole thing is, do I go back to the Venetian and get my $100 back, or do I go get my $100 back from another casino? Because I was up on, and I already talked to your mom about it. You know, we all had $100 to spend. I put it on playing roulette, and Steven lost me all my money. And this year, I'm not asking Steven one time, red or black, because every single time his number came up wrong and I lost money. And then he goes and he does it and he makes money. Ain't doing it. I don't even know if I want you around me when I play roulette.
I made $100 on the table. I lost $40 on the slots, but I won.
But you bought me a soda.
I did. Matt Burson says it's the thin air makes him need to pee all the time. Ronald Smith says air pressure on his bladder.
I guess.
Brian says it's got to be the altitude and cabin pressure. Max says in the Army we were taught to never pass up an opportunity to eat.
Rearm.
Oh, rearm. Get gas or take a whiz. Max says text me your hotel later.
Mac, are you going to PCA?
Well, he's asking for a hotel, probably. But the cool thing about our hotel is it's an upper scale normal hotel, right? So it's like Barnsmoker hotels for us when we go to Barnsmokers. It's not a big, event hall hotel. And so our hotel has a smoking area. And so we're going to be smoking at the hotel. Jay says he's rocking the Peppermint Rogue tonight. Robert Cash says, Chief, you just playing pool kit numbers. Jay Bates says you can stay home, Chief. I'll travel.
Jay, but see, here's the problem, Jay, and I could see that being a possibility, except for this one thing. And I was gonna praise Steven because Steven got our airplanes and he picked the hotel. And one of the reasons he picked this hotel is because it's an outdoor smoking area, because this year I just set up with Villiger that I'm going to do a PCA after dark. And I will share with you, the family. Don't tell anybody else what I'm going to do. But I'm actually going to go to the booths while we're doing the things, and I'm going to borrow things from different booths. And I'm going to show you what I got. And then I'm going to try and sneak it back in so nobody knows I took it. But I'm going to try and get some funky things. I don't know if I can get the gold Sasquatch. It's a little big. I don't know if I can get the Xeno $10 million ashtray out of there. But that's on my hit list as well. But that will be interesting. But Jay, you could go in my spot, except I'm contractually obligated to do a show from PCA for 3 nights. So I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so
He didn't
sorry.
want you to stay home. He wanted me to stay home. So now his argument's going to be, well, Chief's not contracted by obligation.
Oh, that is right. Jay, come on. You got to take, you got to do lots of videos. How's your editing skills?
He's got to fight me for it, and I've got a garage for it.
I'm smoking this off the boat Habano from MB Fuba. I like that name, Fumba.
Matt Burke says he's going to PCA.
All right.
Photo Purist Mike says, woo! I'll be there. He's actually at the same hotel.
That's awesome. If you're not careful, you're going to have to tell me when to stop, because I'll start picking your brain on how to take better pictures and how to take better video and how to use better lighting and better everything else. Because I believe that when you're around people that do things great, it will be stupid not to ask questions until they say, Bob, shut up. So say it early and your week will be easier.
Stream of Tobacco says PCA sounds like it'll be fun. It'll be fun only if you're there. Well, it'll be more fun for sure. Because I'm going to have fun,
Regardless.
With Photos de Puros. Jawal's going to be there. Law Ream's going to be there.
Is Justin going to be there?
Justin says he's going to be there. Supremo Tobacco's got the, what is that, a giggle face?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a giggle face.
Mac's going to be there.
Photos de Puros says I'm always down to talk about cameras.
Well, this is the camera that Steven allows me to use. He's got that nice big camera, and he says, "Hey, you don't need a camera. Smartphone's good enough for you."
Yeah, no, the Deadly Breakfast Club already knows, like, conversations that have happened outside of you just saying that. Like me saying, "Hey, I'm trying to figure out a way to get the new A7 IV and give you the A7 II."
Not for my benefit.
They're rooting for me.
It's not for my benefit.
They're like, Steven will finally get a camera that'll work a little harder for him.
Well, you should start a Deadly Breakfast Club GoFundMe site for Chief and the Leaves.
That wouldn't be bad. Robert Cashy says he's not going to PCA.
You can't go.
He could.
He
could.
can't.
I bet he could get, because he's good friends with Pedro and Matty Rock.
Yeah, but that would be, Robert Cash would not lie and go to be a worker and just wander around the floor. He's got too much integrity.
But no, I'm excited for Vegas. I'm excited for In-N-Out again.
We got to find out what the hidden menu is. The meat eaters, carnivores, and
we have two ringers.
All right.
Ringer Tobacco and Photos de Puros. Those are our ringers. Those are our menu ordering ringers.
Because we didn't do what we should have done, evidently.
We didn't. But Supreme to Brian and Mike are both our ringers.
All right.
And you've met Brian at Savage Feast. Neither of us have met Mike, so I'm excited to meet Mike. I'm excited to meet Brian again. And
is he going to be able to tell us apart?
Don't know.
Steven's about an inch taller than me, so just look for the one that's about an inch taller than the other one.
Photos de Puros says it's animal fries is what we got to go after. I just remember that I didn't like the French fries.
Greasy.
Like the normal. No, well, I got mine extra.
Willy.
I got mine extra, but they're just so thin. Because Brian told me to do the extra fry on them.
They weren't crisp.
Well, mine were.
Mine weren't.
But they were just so thin. 3x1 protein style, double whole grilled onions, no tomatoes. Oh, my man, I hate tomatoes.
I love tomatoes and I hate grilled onions.
Oh, I love grilled onions. Robert Cash says fries are garbage. Brian says, yeah, the fries are limp. But no, I enjoyed it. And I'm excited because I'm dieting and working out right now. I am down 16 and a half pounds last time I checked. For my I'm in my 4th week workout now. I have a goal set for myself and I am so far crushing it. I am on schedule or ahead of schedule. I'm trying to be ahead of schedule because I know that sometimes you can plateau in weight loss, so I'm trying to beat the plateau. But then I'm also only eating nasty food on Sundays, and so I am. I've already told my wife, and I've told myself, and I messaged my doctor through my chart and said, when I go to Vegas,
You're going to lose your mind.
I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat.
Oh, Scotty D. I love that guy.
It's Scott Diamond, my boy. Photo Superior says, then gym picks, though. Whoop, whoop. Supreme Device says, yo, 16 and a half. Let's go. Barbara Cash says, skinny-ish dad bod. He'll message me every once in a while. I'm like, I'm in the gym. And he calls me dad bod now. So, but no, I'm enjoying it. It's good. I post on my Instagram stories, going to the gym because it helps keep me accountable.
Did you just humble flex the camera?
Huh? No, that was just me pushing.
No, it looked like he said.
A little titty bounce. But no, Vegas. I will probably before Vegas. I don't know. I say this, but I don't know if I'll do it or not because it's spring break that week. The week of us leaving to go to Vegas is spring break. So I'm not sure if I'll eat healthy that whole entire week. Because right now, like for lunch and some dinners, I'm just eating salad and chicken for dinners. Like chicken grilled up, cut up, and put in a salad. And if I don't have chicken, I cut up apples and I throw those in just to give a little texture crunch in there. But I didn't want to inundate a bunch of people with like all my gym updates. But I post a story. I'm at the gym. Helps keep me accountable with going.
It's a good idea.
But I'm enjoying it. It's been good. Seeing progress is nice. Jason Knight and Ronald Smith, thanks for hitting the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate that. For all those who have hit the like button on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. I just can't see those numbers. Say it every week, but I can't see those numbers. But I'm sure because we have 15 people watching on YouTube, I'm sure we've got a good amount of likes over there as it is. But with PCA, without being at a super major hotel, it's going to be kind of fun when it comes to dinner time. Because last year, PCA being in, the Venetian, downstairs, they've got like 10 restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, now we're at a hotel that's got a breakfast option.
Well, let me go ahead and break it to you now. We ate really good last year at a lot of really good restaurants, bone marrow and all sorts of stuff like that.
That was an experience, though, because we went out to eat with Justin and his wife.
Right, but the reason we went to those expensive restaurants instead of our regular restaurants is because First Lady and Shannon Jade were there. We are back on the Bob the Cigar Guy channel budget. We are cheeseburgers
I bet we could
from
convince
McDonald's.
Mac to buy us In-N-Out since that's his budget for us.
Cheeseburgers. I mean, he didn't buy me nothing.
That's right, he didn't.
Cheeseburgers at McDonald's. One bean burrito from Taco Bell.
Max has got a great taco place, very reasonable walking distance. No, I'm excited because I think we probably will try to hit at least one nice restaurant while we're there. I don't see why. He's shaking his head no, but I know him.
I got to do a show every night.
For an hour.
You're not going to want to wait till I'm done with the show?
We did last year. We didn't eat last year dinner times until 8, 9 o'clock that time. That's another good thing about...
No, this is what's going to happen. Steven's going to be like, okay, Dad, you got your show. I got my phone on. Call me when you're done and we'll meet up. And he's going to say, hey, fellas, let's go. And then he's not going to answer his phone when I call him. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to be left all by myself in the big city. And so that means I'll go get some fast food somewhere. And I'll go back up to the room and
whatever.
Just be sad.
Mac, he's not going to want to spend any time with anybody else but you.
Just be sad. Mac goes to bed at 10 o'clock. He don't stay out. He's gone.
Nah.
Now, your mom's already told me, tongue in cheek, of course, that we cannot go to the Scars for Warriors smoking event this year. And I said, now, sweetheart,
Max says, I'll wait for you to be on Bob the Cigar. I just have one customer dinner planned so far. Robert Cash says it's his bedtime. He's an hour behind us. There's no way 8 o'clock is his bedtime.
his melatonin's kicked in, or his Goldschlager. His Goldschlager's kicked in.
But I think it'd be pretty cool to, not that we were hampered down by Mom and Shanna last year, but
They elevated the experience.
oh, for sure, 100%.
Because we would have done just basic.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gone to those restaurants and done that.
We would have just looked. We're just gonna go eat. We're just gonna come back to the room. We're gonna
But it's
go
also
find
nice
some place
we're at
to
a
smoke.
hotel that we can smoke at too. So
Absolutely.
But we're also gonna have to take a check bag this year, so we can bring more cigars this time to actually smoke.
Why don't you take check back?
Yeah, we are.
Why?
We have to take check bag.
Why?
We'll talk about that later, but we have to take check bag.
We ain't got no take no check back.
If you want to bring back stuff from the show, we need a check bag.
Look, you just bring clothes that you ain't afraid of throwing away.
Mm-mm.
I just need 2 pairs of shorts, 2 shirts, a pair of drawers, and a couple pairs of socks.
Yeah.
That's about all I need.
I actually think because I'm an American, we're both American Aviator card holders now. We get a free check bag.
I think our first check bag is free. We have to wait on it though.
Yeah,
We have
but
to wait on the check bag.
We're getting there to Vegas early.
Yeah, but then we come home. We have
It's
to wait
Greenville. You don't have to wait long.
an hour.
Photo Superior says, I hope that the patio at the hotel can accommodate all of us. Well, if it can't, the parking lot can. And knowing us, our rental vehicle is probably going to be a truck. So we just sit on the tailgate of the truck or sit on the ground. We'll put our pillows out there. It's not like it rains in Vegas, so it's not like you're going to sit on the wet ground. Right?
We're gonna bring our pillows downstairs, and
Blankets, like kumbaya.
we gonna do knitting and stuff like that too.
I mean, if we can find a way to make some money off of it, why not?
Pillows and blankets and
Ronald Smith, check bags are fast nowadays. Get over it, Bob the Cigar Guy.
no,
I said, quit being a baby.
I hate check bags.
Mike says pillows. He's down with it.
We had to get a check back from Dallas. We waited. We got back to Greenville. We waited an hour
No, we didn't.
for that stuff.
It might have felt like an hour to you because you were in a cranky mood. Your flyback moods are always the worst.
That's because I got to go to work the next day.
So when you're in a bad mood, things feel like they take long. It didn't take long for our bags to get off the plane.
It took an hour. It took forever.
Ron Smith says we check bags every time. Photo Spirit says it'll be a Moroccan themed cigar sesh. Cool. Get some shisha. It says, why are you guys getting a rental? Don't need one from the airport.
We got to go from the airport to the hotel. And then from the hotel back to the airport.
And if we want to drive to a restaurant anywhere. Because I know that there's and I don't know how far a hotel is from Fremont Street. I know there is an In-N-Out on Fremont. But the one we went to last year was awesome. It was a short drive away, not too far from the big hotel. I think it's the Wynn. It's the one that has a Penn and Teller on the side of it.
I think it is the Wynn.
There. And that was nice and open. It didn't feel like we were, crunched or, pressed for space. Robert Cash says, adults don't kumbaya. Yeah, tell everybody at Woodstock that. Ronald Smith says, work the next day. What's that like? Haha. Max says, Uber would be cheaper.
If we had time, I would like to get into the Tesla tunnel thing.
The boring tunnel.
Yeah, that would just be cool to do. I think I'd freak out. I think I'd freak out inside of it, but
have time.
We don't have time.
We do.
We do not. We have to be there 2 hours before the floor opens, and we got to stay till the very end because we're missing a day. We've got to get at least 30 interviews this year. right? We got to get all those interviews,
That's not happening.
and then I've got the show to do. There's no time.
The only thing that I worry about, Mac, with Uber is when we leave from our hotel to the airport, because we fly out at 5:00 in the morning from Vegas. I just worry about running into Uber issues at 2:45 in the morning trying to get over to the airport. Now, it's possible it could work. We still have to continue to think about it. But a rental car allows us to, if we just up and decide want to go to a restaurant that's 4 miles away and it would take 25 minutes to walk.
A rental car gives us peace of mind, gives me peace of mind. I know that I have a car. I don't have to wait on somebody. Somebody doesn't have to mess up. I don't have to share a ride with somebody to go somewhere and be stuck or have to leave early. We have freedom. I like having control over everything I can control when I'm away from home. So
Max says, yeah, but the hotel can get you a taxi.
No Uber, no check luggage.
If you're gonna, no, we're checking luggage. That's
no Uber, no check luggage.
Yes, we are. We're checking luggage. And if he's not checking luggage, I'm checking luggage, and he's just gonna have to wait.
We're taking my vehicle, so you have to get Shannon to pick you up.
We're checking luggage because I fully expect to take my Leffen Lams tag.
So let me get it straight. You want to check a bag just so you can carry that thing?
Nope. I want to check a bag so that if we get stuff from companies that we can't put in our bags, we don't have to leave it at the hotel like we did last year.
We didn't have to leave anything.
Yes, we did. We left travel humidors. We left bags. We left book bags. We left cutters. We left small lighters. We left a lot of stuff in the trash at our hotel because you decided you didn't want to check anything.
No, I remember you left your bag, even though I told you could strap it to
My
the
wife
outside of your
says no
suitcase.
can do, buckaroo, but she wouldn't leave me stranded.
You can walk.
I don't want to ship stuff back because I don't want to have to do all of the pre-order boxes and all that kind of stuff. We're not doing that. We're doing a check bag.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
Whatever.
Your eyes aren't watering yet.
Nope. Robert Cash says, I'll swing by and pick you up in the Miata. Jamie Vaughn says, I'll pick you up, buddy. Real friends. Real friend right there. He come pick me up. He wouldn't leave me stranded like my wife or my own father.
Look, I've built you up with the skills to be able to get home by yourself.
Yeah. You also built your own self up with the skills to not be worried and cry about a single bag coming out of a conveyor belt.
The difference between one bag and 100 bags has got nothing to do with it. It's the fact that there's a single bag that we have to wait on.
We act like it takes
Hours.
4 hours to get a single bag off of a plane.
Hours. And then people could steal our bag. Happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to be the one in 550.
And then we got to buy a bag.
No, you bought one for Dallas.
You want to take that bag?
We can, or we can take one of these big old Pelican cases.
You know how big that bag is?
Yeah.
That suitcase
A lot of stuff.
was huge. We don't get that much stuff. They don't give us that much stuff at PCA. You get samplers of singles.
No, I'm asking for more this year.
Oh.
I got plans, baby. I got plans.
Oh. Well, if we do have to take a check bag, if I do choose to acquiesce, then you've got to promise me you've got to hit up your Leffen Lams guy for one of the cutter knives for me.
Hey, I will continue. I can't make people give me stuff.
No, but you can work it up.
I can, and I will. I mean, they're a company that I want to reach out to because we are only doing 2 full days of interviews. Now, I don't know what the interview slot times are yet. I have not done that. I did get an email from PCA today that said that they had listed what vendors were going to be there today, which I figured. I honestly thought they were going to come out next week with TPE being here today. Or
They're probably
today.
doing it to take the shine off of TPE.
Possibility. Robert Cash says, "Hey, Banana, the passenger seat on the Miata is not bolted down." Ron Smith says, "You guys can share a big bag," and that's another thing is if we with a check bag, one we can put cutters and lighters and butane. No, I guess not butane. Can we put butane in it? No, you can't put. Can you put butane in a check bag?
You're not supposed to because it decompresses.
But you can put cutters and lighters in there. And last year, what was it? Luciano gave out cans of butane.
Mm-hmm. I've got mine.
Their booth. Max says yes, but will there be a Crowns interview? I know Jay Bates really wants one. If you're willing to do an interview at PCA, Bob the Cigar Guy is definitely going to take you up on an interview at PCA.
Absolutely.
But because we are only doing 2 days of the 3-day show, we can only do, those days of interviews. And
there's some new ones I want to prospect too.
I really want to hit and line up with these people. Hey, these are the only time slots I've got. We're not going to be there on Monday. Are you able to do this? Because some people were like, hey, can we kick it? They only did 2 interviews on that Monday. But some companies were like, hey, we've got the last half day open. I was like, I really don't want to do that if we don't have to. But now with the whole last day just being a full day and we're not going to be there, that's the difficulty of the trade show being on the West Coast and us having to come back on the East Coast at a timely time is you lose 3 hours regardless.
If I could have figured out how to take an extra day off, it would have been a lot easier. We could have stayed half a day and came back that night or whatever, but I got to work.
Photos says, I'm really looking forward to the Rock Patel interview. Asim says, will y'all be at PCA taking selfies with the masses? We'll take a selfie with anybody who asks to take a selfie.
Absolutely, but nobody asks.
That's not true. I had a couple people take pictures with us last year.
Well, I hope we get our picture taken with Tim Swanson again, because just by Tim Swanson mentioning us on his thing, we got 200 subscribers.
Yeah.
And Tim Swanson's awesome.
Even though Crowns is sweeping the nation, I know they will make time for Bob the Cigar Guy. I'm telling you, that was not a bad cigar. But no, I definitely obviously want to get Saka. I want to get Foundation. I know you're not big on Roma, but I'd like to do Roma. I'd like to do JC Newman again. Want to do Adventura. Want to do Villiger. Want to do. I think it would be cool to get Luciano this time. So we got ATL out of the Luciano booth last year.
I'd like to get Panda too.
Who?
Panda.
Oh, through Luciano.
Through Luciano.
John Wise says, are you guys going to talk to the El Pulpo guys? Looking forward to getting to smoke this stick based on your review.
I so want to get another interview with El Pulpo.
Yes.
Pulpo.
I hope we get Gus, and I can't remember Gus's brother.
Because I really want to tell him, I kind of want to brag and say, look, we've been pushing this thing. We told them this is a sleeper and this is that. And I would love to have, they only have two brands right now, but I'd love to do some more content with them. That's for sure. And they made our list.
Gus and Billy.
I'm not big on seeing, who's the one that did Lunar?
Fratello.
Not big on them. I'm not honestly that big on Gurkha other than Steve Cook.
Gurkha was great.
The Big Sky. That's not a big one. Adventure I want to hit.
Yeah.
West Tampa I'd like to hit.
I'd like to do Leffen Loms again. Because I know that they've got some stuff still coming out.
I'd like to do Zycar Calibre and Jetline.
Yeah, would love to do with them. I'd also like to do
New Air or Rabbit Air.
I would like to run the gambit of STG. So Cohiba, CAO, Room 101, a lot of brands that are going to be there with STG General. We saw Wildfire cigars last year, but we didn't book those guys. J-Bait says can't take the boy out of the south, or can take the boy out of the south, but not the south out of the boy parking lot pimping. Brian says he's looking forward to see what Wildfire's booth looks like this year. Last year it was a camper, pull behind camper.
The other pull behind camper that we did that interview, Founders.
They didn't have a pull behind camper.
Yeah, they had a little camper.
No, that was near Founders.
But I don't know if we're going to have time for Founders. I'd like to do Peter James. I think it's going to be something we're going to really be disappointed we're not going to be able to catch this year. We got to do
any Principal cigars. I've not.
We got to do JC Newman.
Robert Cash says you got a vendor list, you got a show map. So PCA, I got an email from PCA today that said that they had released their vendors list today. So I'm sure. I don't know if they have a show map yet. They might already. Kind of sucks going to a new convention center because like I knew how the convention center was laid out last year.
Yep.
And then it doesn't get any easier next year because now
it's going to be in Louisiana
next year. So part of my list of things to do tomorrow is to open up the email, look at the vendor list, and go ahead and start getting emails out to companies and say, hey, we'd love to do an interview. I want to look at my list from last year or go over my list of last year, who we were with, and see if there's anybody that we definitely want to re-hit again this year. Again, we'd love to meet with everybody we met with last year, for the most part, 98% of it. But because we're only at the show for 2 days instead of 3.5 days like we were last year, we have to significantly cut down the amount of people that we're with. But we also want to get great content while we're on the trade show floor.
I'd like to interview with Karen Berger.
He said the show map is online, and I knew the exhibitor list was. I got that email today, but I did not know about the map. So that'll be interesting to go over and look at the map.
Cash, it's hard to do them side by side because they have their schedules as well, and so
yeah. So the process is this: I get the vendor list, and then I email the vendor list and say, "Hey, we would love to do an interview with you guys while at PCA. What time slots do you have available?" And it's basically first come, first serve. Now, Steve Saka last year put out he sent out an email last year that was, "Hey, we're doing interviews. Here's our time slots. Go ahead and book them." And so I did that before I booked anything else. So he was actually our first booked interview, but JC Newman was our actual first interview.
We want to get Steve early again this year, I believe. Catch him fresh.
J-Bait says check luggage is the way to go. John Ryan says, what's your other go-to brands? So my go-to brands are Drew Estate, Dunbar Tobacco and Trust, Foundation Cigars,
JC Newman,
Roman Craft. I would say JC Newman's probably in my other go-to brands. Right now, other brands that I find myself trying to find or smoke that I don't smoke often are brands like Crown Heads, JC Newman, what else? Alec Bradley, My Father, Room 101. If I can find Caldwell. Mac says the convention center is so much easier to navigate. Robert Cash says have Saka pick you up from the airport.
Right.
John Weiss says, can the general public get into PCA? No, sir.
No.
Technically, general public can as long as you're in the media, but then it's not.
General public.
General public, but like, I'm not in the industry. Like, we're not the industry, right? It's a industry trade show. We are media people, so technically, yes, you're in the industry, but.
So you have to either own a shop or own a manufacturing store. You have to either be a cigar manufacturer or you have to be a consumer.
So manufacturers exhibit the show, and then humidors and lounges frequent the show, and then media cover the show. So
that's about it.
But yeah, I need to go ahead and probably start emailing people probably at the first of the week next week.
Yeah, because we need to come with our list before you start sending emails.
I just need to see who else is going to be there. Which, I mean, everybody that we probably want to see is going to be there. And and I think probably we're going to run into situations, unfortunately, where companies that we want to see, we're not going to be able to see.
Because of scheduling issues.
Because of us only being there for the 2 days of the show running. So Brian says he sent me the link to the map in my email, on Instagram. What did you send? Oh, in the text message.
But I got to tell you, John, your local B&M are going to go there, and most B&Ms, all right, a large portion of brick and mortar stores want to buy cigars that are going to go off the shelves that are the ones you want to buy. There's a small portion of shops that say, I just want to buy cigars that I like, and you can just buy the cigars or don't buy the cigars. But those are usually very small shops. But successful shops will listen to the people that go to their shops regularly and say, hey, I heard about this cigar. I heard about this manufacturer. When you go to PCA, will you check them out and kind of see what they got? And, and sometimes you can actually say, and I've had people say this to shops, I think I've said it to shops before too, if you'll buy a box of such and such and so, I'll buy half so that you don't have, because usually a cigar shop that sells cigars usually goes with what's called Keystone prices, which means if they buy a box of 10 cigars, real simple, for $50, they're going to sell those cigars for $100, and they're going to double their money. That's what Keystone is. All right. So if you tell them, if you buy a box of such and so, and I'll buy half the box, then they don't really have a risk. They've already paid their risk. You've already covered their risk. And so sometimes that helps them get new cigars into the shop that are more towards your palate. And PCA is the majority of people's sales. People go in there and they buy for the whole year at PCA because you get discounts and you get to go and sit down with all these manufacturers. Bam, 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 bam. I mean, it's business. You would be surprised to see how many people are sitting down and writing paper, which means filling out orders. They'll do it ahead of time. They'll come in and they'll just handshake and sign off on stuff. And that's what PCA is basically for. That's what the trade show is for, is for sales, selling the new cigars and getting everybody their allotment for the year. And to get people to come out to Vegas or to New Orleans next year, they get them real good deals. Usually you get discounts, or if you buy so many boxes, you get an extra box, or if you buy these boxes, you get these exclusives and all these other things. So it's a real draw to get the consumer at the shop to go in there and buy. So I'd highly recommend, John, if there's some cigar that you're really interested in, you talk to your shop and maybe your shop will pick them up for you.
One of the things, I was just looking over the map. One of the companies we hadn't mentioned yet that obviously wasn't there last year, but there this year is Drew State. Drew State actually has 2 spots listed out. So I don't know if one's like storage or they're going to have some cool, maybe they're going to have like a barn smoker kind of sort of thing over there. I don't know. The BCA, the Boutique Cigar Association spot is a lot bigger this year.
Really?
But yeah, I was looking, it looks almost like there's more people this year than there were last year.
I'd like to go see Family by Loyalty again, but I bet we don't have time.
J.C. Newman, right next to Dunbar Tobacco and Trust.
That'd be interesting. Hopefully the Mexican mariachi band won't be behind Foundation when we do our interview again.
That was Rocky Patel.
Was that Rocky Patel?
That was. Rocky Patel. It wasn't a Mexican mariachi band. It was just a guy on a guitar. Rob Cash says, do your leader remark on your email that you will not be there Monday? Yeah, I'll have it somewhere in the sense of, hello, we, would love to do interviews at PCA this year. We're going to be at PCA doing interviews on time slots, such and such and so, Saturday and Sunday. And I'll have to come up with them. Obviously, I'm not coming up with it off the fly right now. And he says, how many cigars can you smoke a day and give an honest review about?
Are you talking about at PCA? Because at PCA, number one, I don't get to smoke the whole cigar. It's painful because we're jumping from place to place to place. And I'm talking about the things I taste on it. But if you watch the videos, I don't talk much about the cigar. I let them tell what's new, what's going on. And that cigar is just not really a prop, but it's just one of the things just kind of leading into the conversation about smoking their cigar. And I usually, while I'm smoking it, I'm taking the flavors and trying to lead the content. But you know, I can pull notes off of it. I'd hope that I don't do triple Maduro and then come in and do a Connecticut shade. That would be difficult, but
Max says, I did see Nish today. I told him that Chief wanted to send his best wishes. J-Bait says, what about Booth? Room 101. Yeah, so I said Boofy because he'll be at the General Cigar booth. Him and a bunch of other companies that General and Scandinavian Tobacco Group cover. He'll be there, most likely, I imagine.
I really want to go to Knuckle Sandwich too.
Is there a cigar event worth visiting open to the public? I'm not sure of any cigar event that's open to the public that's not ticketed. Most cigar, obviously, you can go to a humidor and sit in a humidor. If you got to buy the cigars at a humidor for Drew Estate events or Foundation events or like that. But other events that you can buy tickets to, Barn Smokers,
Smoke Inn,
the
Great Smoke.
Rocky Patel, Great Smoky Mountain, whatever it is.
Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival. Smoking in the Carolinas. There's one by Roma Craft, Weasel Fest.
Yeah, there's Weasel Fest. There's La Palooza.
La Zona Palooza. There's a lot out there. You can go to Nicaragua with Camacho in their Camp Camacho.
That goes to
Nicaragua. So yeah, there's a lot of events.
So if you're throwing Nicaragua in there, then you really would want to save it for Puro Sabor.
But going to those events, usually you pay a ticket, and then you just go from booth to booth to booth, and you get a cigar from all sorts of different vendors. And then there's usually food and music and entertainment and some education stuff, maybe a rolling class or something like that. And they're fun. I've been to a couple. Now, Drew Estate's Barn Smokers is all Drew Estate, but I highly recommend if you want to go learn about the craft.
They have
and have all that great everything. You know, you get a ton of cigars, you get a ton of event fun. Barn Smoker is amazing. I don't know of anything like Barn Smoker.
Robert Cass says his place any Saturday during soccer season.
He's never invited us to his house.
He sent me his address today, so I know where he lives now. But yeah, no, I'm excited. There's a bunch of interviews I want to get done. I would like to do more product interviews this time. Like I think like Left and Loms was really fun. I liked doing that. It was different. It kind of broke up the monotony of just cigars.
Sidecar was good.
And then we did quality importers. So hope to do at least those two. And then maybe some of the other brands that do really cool branded stuff that we didn't interview last year. But again, it's going to kind of come down to like, who do you want to interview? Who do I want to interview? Or, who do I want to be interviewed during the show? And then pulling from that list, approaching those companies and saying, hey, we'd really love to, work, do an interview with you guys, and hopefully they have the time. Because there were a couple people last year who their time just didn't meet up with our time.
And there were some people that said, I've never heard of Bob the Cigar Guy channel, which is fair.
Yeah, but nobody said that in said we don't want to do an interview with you. And I don't think nobody said that last year.
I thought we did have a couple people say that. John, the Barn Smoker tickets go on sale in March, and the day they go out,
March 15th,
they're almost all gone. So if you want to go to a Barn Smoker, Connecticut, Connecticut, Kentucky, and Florida. If you want to go to any of them, you need to be Johnny on the spot with getting your tickets.
Tax money.
Yeah, and I highly recommend the VIP experience.
Robert
Evidently, it's even better this year.
I'm not going to drink much of this soda, but I forgot my water in my truck, and I don't have anything to drink while I'm at it, and I really don't want to get sick smoking this Elegante Tidro. Plus, I got a little scratch in the back of my nasal cavity that I'm not exactly happy about right now, so I'm trying to keep it tame with some sort of drink, but I'm barely sipping on it. Mac says, anyone who hasn't heard BTCG isn't really a player in the industry. That's why he said it, Mac, is because he knew that you would say something
Mac,
to that effect.
I wish
nobody last year said
your
they didn't
truth
know
was
who
the
Bob
real
Cigar
truth.
Guy. Nobody last year. Now, there are people out there who don't know who Bob the Cigar Guy, who don't know who Chief is. Yes. And that's because there's a lot of industry. There's a lot of people in the media part of the industry, and we haven't met everybody yet. Hopefully it changes.
I think
But
we made a
last
bunch of
year-
inroads last year.
Last year, we didn't run into any company or any person that said, who are you guys? So, I mean, we actually had people who knew us, who we didn't have an interview set up for, that wanted to talk to us, even though we weren't doing an interview with, i.e. Calibri. But
That's true.
with that, and because I put my cigar down because my nasal passage just started bothering me a little bit, go ahead and end the show there. I've also got to be up early tomorrow morning. So thank you all for hanging out with us. Thanks for... What are you doing, man? You couldn't have waited? Thanks for hanging out with us. We will be back again next week. Smoking all your favorite cigars, hopefully. And that's it. So we're going to roll the credits, and we'll see you next week.
Time to relax. Whew. Man, I am beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a one-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go.